Hello and welcome to End Focus, coming to you this week from the Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center. I am your host, Hilka. Joining me as always is my co-host, Rosalie. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm good. I'm a bit tired though, because yesterday, it was bank holidayness.
Yep.
So I've had like a long weekend, and I'm like, oh no, never had to get up.
I can relate.
Yeah, I had to get up and roll into the other room while still in my pajamas, to be fair. But still, it's like, no.
Yeah, your commute sounds brutal.
I know. Still, though, it's responsibilities. It's like, but no, I'm good. Yesterday I saw the Super Mario Brothers Galaxy movie.
Hell yeah.
And at the weekend I went to the Barras and picked up some retro games and things. And it was a joyous, chill weekend. How are you?
I am also rather tired. As I was saying just before we started recording, I left my apartment on Friday afternoon, and I got back about 6 hours ago. I had some family stuff over the weekend, and then I stayed in that area because I had a concert in that vague area on Monday. It was specifically the Expedition 33 concert. It was very good. It is absolutely worth your time. I had many emotions while listening to the music.
Oh.
Although, if you do want to have a similar experience, I do recommend playing the game. That being said, I went with a friend, and we were sitting next to people who, fun fact, came from the same city that I did. Or do, I suppose. Well, no. Come from the city that I currently live in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a parent and child, and the child was, like, super into the game, and the parent had only ever listened to the music, like, outside of the context of the game. But they were still both super into it. It was awesome.
Aww.
I will say one small complaint that's technically two complaints. One, the lines for the merch were extremely long. And two, the merch was not very good.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Like, the t-shirt is kind of bland. I did get a tote bag with, like, Esquier and his best friend on it. Oh, best friend, his roommate, I guess.
Oh, the turtle thing?
Yeah, whose name I forget, the rock with a face, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. You can buy an official, like, red beret with the, like, 33 logo stitched into it. They cost 40 euros, so I did not buy one.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, the tote bag was $15, and, like, I'll take it. But yeah, so I was up very late last night, and I was up not that late this morning, so I am, and I took a 2-hour train ride to get home.
Oof.
Yeah, this is what I get for living this far away from everything else that happens in this country.
Yeah.
But it didn't stop me from writing some good notes for the podcast, including earlier this afternoon, because we'll get into it more when we get to that story. But cards on the table, I misunderstood something that we were going to talk about, and then you sent me a message of, hey, I feel like you've misunderstood something, and you were right. So some rewrites happened. Never let it be said that I do not work very hard for this show.
To be fair, I probably wouldn't have noticed if I didn't, like, work where I work.
And that is one of the many reasons why it is so great to have you on this show.
Oh.
Because this is an area that you have a lot more expertise in than I do.
Yeah, it's good that while Google might be destroying everything, that my useless knowledge still comes in handy.
Very, very quick story, speaking of useless knowledge. The weekend before last, I was at another family thing, because it's the era of family things this time of year in my family. And I was playing Magic the Gathering with with my brother and some of my cousins. And my brother, not really a Magic player. We just handed him a commander deck and taught him the basics. And we're like, hey, do you want to play with us? And he was like, sure. And he, like, looked at his opening handful of cards, and he was like, I seem to have an army of boars in my hand. And I immediately knew what card he was talking about. It's Endray's Forerunners. Uh, and he was like, "Why do you know this? How do you know it perfectly?" And I told him the same. I told him two jokes. The first one, the same way you know the name of the album any Iron Maiden song I could name comes from. And the second joke was, my doctor calls it autism. I wish I could claim credit for that joke. I think that's a Benjamin Wheeler original, but it is a good joke.
It is a good joke and always relevant.
Yeah. Especially on video game podcasts, that's for sure.
Yep. we shouldn't be the End Focus podcast. We should be the neurodivergent Nintendo podcast. Oh dear.
But before we get into our news stories, we'd like to remind everybody that we have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/GamePodular. If you like hearing us being extremely autistic about video games, and you want to support us financially, you can do that at the Patreon, or you can do it at Ko-fi.com/GamePodular. Although I will say, we have outtake compilations as a paid Patreon reward, so enjoy those. I uploaded the last one at the end of last month, which was a week ago. By now, oh god, everything is moving so quickly. You can go to twitch.tv/GamePodular to watch our streams. We have a Hollow Knight Randomizer stream this Sunday. Check the Twitch schedule for the most accurate the most accurate time relevant to your time zones, because Europe just switched over daylight saving time.
Oh yeah.
And it screwed everything up. And I think my time zone is GMT +2 now. So I think it's noon GMT. Yeah. So we have a Hollow Knight Randomizer stream at noon GMT on Sunday. We also, have another stream coming up next week. In fact, next Tuesday. That's me and Rosalie. We're going to be playing the demo for Outbound.
Yeah.
Together, which is very exciting. It's sort of like we talked about it in a recent episode of the podcast on, I think it was an Indie World showcase.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sort of part of the sizzle reel. And then I discovered that this game is like local to me, which is wild. Like their office is like a half hour's walk from my house.
Oh.
Which is dope. So we're going to be playing that. It's like a sort of cozy van life crafting exploration game, and it looks like a lot of fun. Yeah. And this demo is doing gangbusters right now. Like when I sent you a message about it, they had hit over 100,000 players of the demo. I think it's gone up to like 300,000 by now.
Whoa.
Like it's doing well, and I'm happy to see it.
Yeah.
And you can watch VODs of those streams on youtube.com/@GamePodular streams highlights. They usually go up the same day that the stream happens, unless something very wrong happens or I run out of time, which in April is more likely to happen than most. And lastly, you can listen to this podcast on youtube.com/@GamePodular. And if you are on YouTube, give us a like, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and leave a comment about what your favorite part of the... Nope, that would be spoilers. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for Star Fox and the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
Oh.
I'm at an 8. And I'm phrasing it like that because I still haven't seen it, but we'll get into that later in the episode. But right now, let's get to the news. We got some chonky news stories this week, the first one of which is an update from September's episode 269. Hey, we haven't heard about Nintendo's patent situation for a while, so be prepared to hear some jargon. So, the short version of the story, United States Patent and Trademark Office Director John A. Squires ordered a re-examination of Nintendo's patent 12,403,397, which, if you remember the episode we're talking about, and hopefully you do, because the patent number sure isn't going to help you unless you're the guy from Numbers, I guess. This was the one that was very controversial back at the time because it was seen to be a patent for summoning a companion creature into the world and having them battle for you. This re-examination was ordered in November, and the office has since then concluded to revoke significant portions of the patent. He cited existing other patents by Konami and Nintendo themselves as a reason to question the patentability of the mechanics, and patents by Nintendo and Bandai Namco as reasons that it was ultimately dismissed. With those combined, 18 of the 26 claims have been struck down. Now, I'm gonna give some credit to Chris Scullion from Video Games Chronicle, who explained this better than I think I ever could. It is important to note that this is a non-final decision. And what that means is Nintendo has 2 months to respond and can ask for an extension on those 2 months, basically for any reason they want. So we'll keep you on the loop on more as this develops. Another thing I didn't know, also courtesy of Chris Scullion, while trademarks are under an obligation to be defended, patents are not, which I didn't know, and now I do, so thank you. This patent is sort of like on the periphery of Nintendo's current legal battle with Pocket Pair.
Yeah.
Because that actual legal battle is happening in Japan, but this was a patent issued in the US. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of it. It is also worth noting that I forgot to write on my notes, but it is true, as far as my research indicated, that as long as Nintendo still is allowed to have some parts of the patent, those parts can still be defended. It's not like the whole patent is null and void, which I sort of get the feeling that some people thought was the case, but it's the parts that are still available to be defended. This story, how long have we been covering this? Like, when was the first shot fired across the bow? It feels like it's been at least a year.
Yeah, I was going to say about a year ago. When did Pal World came out? That's been out for over a year by now, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it was, but I'm going to say 2024 at the latest.
Oh, yeah. I keep thinking it's still 2025, and it is not. But yeah, no, that sounds about right.
I was talking about this with my brother and his wife. Like, I may have mentioned this on the podcast before as well, that I have made my peace with 2026. But 2027 sounds like a year from a sci-fi movie. Like, 2027 is not a real year yet.
It might be the year that Cowboy Bebop is set.
Damn.
Maybe? Or did we already pass that? Because it does, it's even, well, it sounds familiar because it's about to, it's in the near future. But I swear it is used in some sort of fictional media as like, whoa, it's so far away. And it's like, no, it's not. Oh, sad.
So Pal World is technically still in early access.
Oh, okay.
So it's not legitimately out yet. And it came out in early access in January of 2024 for PC and Xbox, and September of 2024 for PlayStation 5.
Oh.
I do hope it goes well for Pocket Pair. I think it's possible we talked about this before, but I'm not a particular fan of Pal World. I frankly think it looks quite ugly, but they are definitely the underdog in this scenario. And it would be bad if Nintendo got away with this, because it just kind of feels like bullying to me, basically.
Yeah. Because it's like, I don't know, if I was a giant corporation that already had lots of money and properties, I'd want to inspire other creators to make things that were inspired by mechanics and things from our games and not squander them. But that's just me.
Unfortunately, inspiring other game developers does not increase shareholder value. So we're out of luck on that front.
Womp womp.
I understand the use of a commodities market in economics, but we are at the point, I guess, we'll call it late stage capitalism, where it is doing more harm than good.
Yeah.
Like, the economy is a casino for rich people nowadays, basically, right? And somehow the people who aren't in the stock market are still the ones losing all the money.
Yeah.
Love that for us. Speaking of losing money, or speaking of money, actually, is more accurate. Nintendo has announced that starting with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, first-party titles will have a different price for the digital ones going forward in the United States. The digital price for Yoshi's new game was announced to be $59.99 US, down from the standard price of $69.99 for the physical. There's been a lot of confusion about this, including some from me. So, with the help of my co-host and some additional research, we have done our best to break down what this means and what happened. First, it is important to reiterate that this is a change coming to the United States market. Physical games have already been more expensive than digital in Europe for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Second, $69.99 is the new standard for AAA and first-party video games these days. It sucks. We've talked about all of the reasons that it sucks on multiple episodes, but it is the reality of the hobby these days. Nintendo started doing this with Breath of the Wild on the first Switch, and I'm honestly kind of struggling to think of a first-party or AAA Switch title that wasn't $69.99 or more, Mario Kart World, on launch. And I think this part is me speculating. There were some negative reactions to this because it felt like, to some people, seemingly, that Nintendo was increasing the price of physical games because that $60 price point has been so ingrained for a lot of people of this is what video games cost. And then they announced the physical edition of Yoshi and the Mysterious Book will cost $70 while the digital will quote-unquote stay at $60. And that felt weird for people. But we sort of have to unfortunately change our mindset that $70 is just the default now, and I don't like it any more than you do. IGN asked for a follow-up, and Nintendo plainly stated that, quote, the cost of physical games is not going up. And in another article also on IGN by Rebecca Valentine, this was an excellent read. Rebecca spoke to some analysts of the video game industry, whose names I forgot to write down, but I did recognize them at the time, and their responses ranged from, this is a discount on digital games, to Nintendo is taking advantage of the fact that retailer leverage against this kind of undercutting is super low right now. I recommend checking it out because it was an interesting read. Now it's time for our takes. If I'm giving Nintendo the benefit of the doubt, I would say that this is a response to volatile economic situation around tariffs, materials, manufacturing costs, transport costs, due to the rapidly rising prices of oil and certain metals, and even plastics, which I guess is by extension oil as well. It's just a bit of a mess right now. And we have basically 3 people in the world to thank for that. Great. Love that for us. Thank you, America. To me, it feels like it's a combination of giving people the option to buy Nintendo games for slightly cheaper and reducing the demand for physical games to reduce manufacturing costs, because with lower demand eventually means they don't have to make quite as many of them anymore, meaning they have to buy fewer supplies and pay for fewer other costs along the line. But whatever way you slice it, this is bad for physical game sales. It's bad for preservation, collection, ownership, and game stores. And whether those consequences are intentional or not is not something I think we'll ever really know for sure, because money is really tight right now for basically everyone except the 1%. Like, the middle class doesn't really exist anymore as far as I understand. and someone having the opportunity to buy a game they want at a lower price is more than likely going to take it, and that means they'll most likely be buying it digitally. Now, as an expert in both hardware and just finding good deals for things, do you have anything more you wanted to add here?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not just Nintendo games that are in it's $69.99 in the US, but like most physical brand new releases are and have been for at least over a year now.
Yes.
So, like, the reaction is, if people are annoyed, it's quite a delayed reaction.
Yes.
But they have every right to be annoyed, because I'm always an advocate of people deserve access to games and gaming hardware, including modern hardware, and should, despite how much they earn. But a lot of the time, the US is kind of actually sometimes luckier in these situations, because I cover a lot of like pre-orders and brand new releases, and a lot of the time it's this isn't always the case, but a lot of the time it'll be the official Nintendo store that will have the physical versions for the full price. Maybe some of the bigger US retailers like Best Buy and Walmart. But if you're looking outside of that, you usually can find it, even brand new releases before launch date, a little bit cheaper. You just have to be a bit more clever of where you look.
Yeah.
And in fact, the US has a website called Woot, which is actually owned by Amazon. It's a bit confusing. That us in Europe don't have access to, and it's sometimes I had like Mario Kart World for like a tenner off shortly after release, and it does stuff. It does quite in really gangbuster deals like that pretty often. Also includes like hardware and stuff. So if you search Woot Gaming, you'll find they'll like bookmark that, and you're sorted for a lot of newer stuff. So there is like ways to get around these things, but I'm generally happy that the digital versions are cheaper, because I always thought it was weird that digital games were more expensive when it was getting rid of the like you were saying, the costs for the packaging and everything and the manufacturing. So I like that. But yeah, we've had this over here for a while now. I'm trying to think of what like a major, because Tomodachi Life is coming out soon, but that's not got a Switch 2 equivalent, so that's a bit cheaper regardless. I'm trying to think of what the one was before that, but Yoshi and the Mysterious Book here is cheaper digitally than it is physically. And like I say,
I remember Donkey Kong Bonanza was more expensive physically here as well.
Yeah, I think there was a discount on that shortly after release here, which was quite nice.
And Mario Kart World was, of course, as well.
Yeah.
It's 10 euros more expensive to buy physically here in the Netherlands.
Yeah. Although, like, yeah, your best bet was to always get the bundle, because you're saving like 30 quid off, I think, by getting it that way.
Thereabouts.
Yeah. But again, you're not getting a physical copy, so it's a bit rubbish. But
yeah.
But yeah, no, it's annoying. I don't like how expensive games are, but and there's so many people that I see online go like, you can just not buy it on launch. You can just wait for discounts. And I used to just do that all the time. But sometimes I want something on release. I get really bad FOMO, and sometimes it's really cool to like, be in with the hype. But especially if it's got online aspects to it, you want to actually take advantage of them before everyone else is bored of it.
Yeah. Or before everyone else gets really good at it before you've had a chance to.
Yeah. Or before everyone's...
Like, I don't know if you've tried to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe online recently, but prepare to get your head stomped in by people who've played 1,500 hours of that game.
Yeah, even I tried the Mario Kart World online, because it's one of the games I used to test like headsets and stuff when it's a Switch 2 headset, and I got my ass handed to me, and it was really depressing. And not fun, But yeah, I also like to avoid spoilers, which I guess is not a good reason to get a game when it's really expensive at launch, but it sadly is a reason.
Yeah.
Because I literally forced myself to finish Resident Evil 9 because I was seeing things and I was so annoyed. Even though I took like every precaution I possibly could.
You'd think people would have learned to tag spoilers on social media by now, but I guess at this point that's just not going to happen.
No, people don't tag things. Or they think, oh, it's been a week, so it's fair game, and I'm like, no, I have things to do. Like, stop. But yeah, it is.
I also wanted to cycle back a bit to something you said previously. Like, unless my memory is very much betraying me, I've been seeing people talking about and sort of advocating for the price of the digital game should be lower than the physical game since like the Xbox 360 era, like since buying like console games digitally really became a thing.
Yeah.
But the sort of reasoning I had in my head would be publishers didn't want to do that because it basically meant admitting that buying the digital version is an inferior product because you don't get the ownership for it. And again, you don't get like a physical thing to put it in and save it and stuff. And so it's actually like shockingly kind of cool of Nintendo to make this like sort of a default going forward.
Yeah.
Again, it has other consequences that, intentional or not, are probably bad in the long run.
That's true.
But it is nice that this one good thing is actually happening, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, this came after, or was it after or just before? Because obviously it's been a bit since we last recorded. The PS5 price hikes. So it's nice to see something be like, hey, this is cheaper. Because like, oh,
yeah,
that's new. That's nice. And also because of the AI apocalypse, that it's very likely the Switch 2 is going to get a price hike very soon. So it's like, if Nintendo's saying something is cheaper, then I'm going to focus on that being a positive.
Yeah. My brother and his wife recently told me, I think I've told the story before, that they were thinking about getting a Switch 2 because of Pokopia. And I basically, like, when I was over there this past weekend, I basically told them, like, I respect that you're waiting for the model with a replaceable battery that's coming, like, sometime next year. But don't be surprised if the console's more expensive by then, because a base PS5 is, like, $650 now, like for the digital only one or something, which is disgusting.
Yeah, and it's because of stupid AI data centers ruining everything.
Remember when the PS3 got mocked relentlessly for having a launch price of $599?
I know. I think I watched that E3 live actually. Because I'm so old.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's annoying too, because I was like, I'm going to buy a PS5 Pro soon because I need a PS5 for my office. And they updated the PlayStation Super sampling, so things look like amazing. And then it went up to £800, and I'm like, you're all right. I'm okay.
But if you put it on like a wish list and you know some really rich people.
Well, some places haven't caught up yet, so you can sometimes find it, but like, for like its original price, but it's not for, resellers are gonna snatch all those up as they do. It's just annoying because I've got the chunky boy, the OG PS5, and I'm like, oh, I want a fancier one because it's so big, it's huge. But yeah,
it also came at an exceptionally bad time for me because, like, with all the stuff that's going on in Microsoft land at the moment, I was like, maybe I don't need my Xbox anymore. Maybe I'll buy a PS5 instead.
I mean, you could probably get one second hand, all right. Maybe? I don't know what.
Yeah, I'd hope so. Like my Xbox is refurbished. Like I got it reasonably cheap in the context of modern consoles. It
Yeah.
still was several €100,
It's
but
annoying because this is relevant because we're talking about like physical games and pricing and stuff. I know people mock the PS5 for like it doesn't have any exclusives. It is the best console for getting games cheaper if you like
yeah,
physical. You can like a week after a brand new game comes out, you can get like 10 to 20 quid off of it if you know where to look. And in the UK, I like, and if you need the UK sites of where to look, I can provide them on our Discord. But it's like, I think I have like 150 physical PS5 games because sometimes it's just the deals are that good. And yeah, it's great. And you know, sometimes they have like lenticular covers and they're all funky. And also, it's a good console. Although annoyingly, the good part of it is that you can put an SSD in it. But now they're too expensive because of the same reason, and it's all
yeah.
just a big horrible loop of rubbish. Uh, sad.
Very sad indeed.
The pain.
So let's talk about something that's been more fun, which is what we've been playing.
Oh.
I have been playing games recently, but due to aforementioned reasons, I haven't had a lot of time to make a lot of progress in games recently. So I don't really have much to talk about. So, but you, I'm reading in the notes, have two things to talk about.
Yeah, I mentioned it a bit at the start, but I saw the Super Mario Galaxy movie yesterday. Yay. And it was fine. I don't know if you did you see some of the headlines of reviews that went viral?
I did.
Yeah, so
bits and pieces. I was not super online this past weekend.
okay, you escaped the hyperbole. The Guardian said that it was a bland screensaver of a movie that's actually worse than AI.
That's, oh my god. Okay. I did see reactions to this, but I didn't see the actual headline itself.
Yeah.
But the general reaction I saw was like, and I guess this goes back to something we talked about on a previous episode, is like, yeah, AI sucks donkey doo-doo, but like, it sucks donkey doo-doo in a very specific kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
And just saying, haha, bad thing is like AI, is just lazy criticism and also, in my opinion, disingenuous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It actually made me really angry because, especially after I saw it, because the animation is so beautiful and fluid, and there's like a bit in it that I was like, I need to find out who animated this scene because oh my god. And then it's like it's AI. It's because of AI that loads of animators are being laid off and don't have full-time jobs, and it's like, or like because of corporations investing in AI, especially, I should say. And so to like write that in a headline feels like insulting. Like,
Yep.
I'm not an animator. It's like my dream alternative job. Not that I'm even that good at art. Debatable. But like, I just feel like it just really angers me. Not because it's the greatest animated film in the world. I'd maybe give it like a 3.5 out of 5, whatever. But like, what? It's just so mean. I don't.
Yeah.
And I think it. Yeah. And it's not worse than the eye. There was complaints online about like pacing, and do you know how there's like and you haven't seen the first one either, but there's a running opinion about that the first one doesn't really have, the plot isn't very altogether there. They're kind of, oh, there's this thing, and then there's this thing, and it's not very coherently joined, like all the areas they go to and things that happen. And
Yeah,
that is,
I've heard that criticism.
yeah, it is a bit, I don't want to say worse, it is a bit similar. And there's not many like characters that have a full-blown conversation. Nobody learns anything. It did sometimes feel like they were like, hey, we want to cram as many characters in this as we can so we can make toys out of it. Although they actually haven't made toys out of everybody that was in it. But because of all the negativity, I went in going, I will pay money to see this. I spent 30 quid on a popcorn bucket, by the way, as well. Not a Yoshi.
Aren't those like aren't the Yoshi ones like ginormous?
Oh, it wasn't the Yoshi
I heard
one.
about that.
But yeah, it's just like one that has like a 3D print of the characters on it. I would have got the Yoshi one online because there wasn't a cinema that had it here, but my partner has, the toy that the Yoshi hatches out of the egg toy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. My partner's bought me that in front of me, but I'm not allowed to open it until Christmas Day. At the end of the
That's
year.
so rude because that's so long away.
I know. So like, and they've used the same 3D model for the popcorn bucket. So I was like, I have a Yoshi to look forward to later, so that can do
Nice.
me. But yeah, no, it was. But when we sat and watched it, me and my pals were all laughing a lot. The animation is beautiful. It was really funny, and yeah, I liked it. But then also, I am like, I guess the other half of their target audience, a millennial Nintendo fan. So,
Yeah.
but no, it was pretty delightful. Do I wish that there were a bit more emphasis on the plot? Yeah. Is Rosalina not actually in it that much, which is a bit bizarre? Also, yeah. But
You hire Brie Larson and then you don't put her in the movie a lot. What you doing there?
Yeah, and it's all over the marketing, and also it's a Galaxy theme movie, so that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But I liked it. Also, I have to admit, I actually got teary near the start because I heard you hear the storybook music from Galaxy, that kind of like
Nice.
the lullaby kind of thing, and I just got like a flashback of me playing the game when it first came out, and I was like, oh, I love Galaxy so much, and I was like tearing up a little bit, even though the scene wasn't sad. So that was funny, but no, it was good. It was really funny, and like, I'm probably gonna get the Blu-ray to it and just rewatch it in the future. The Fox McCloud bit though was so cool. Like, if they don't make a Star Fox movie, I'm gonna be so mad.
It would be funny if this was like simultaneously also kind of like what are those called? Like a stealth pilot?
Yeah.
For like a Star Fox movie, or maybe just they're like, how interested are people in Star Fox these days? Let's do some market research.
Well, yeah. Well, I know we didn't talk about it in the news, but there was leaks about emphasis on the word leaks.
Yes, I read some of those.
Yeah, a new Star Fox game in the summer, along with Ocarina of Time remake things. And that would make a lot of sense, because I realised watching the film that the kids behind me, who are very cute and going, whoa, that's amazing, are going to have no frame of reference for him whatsoever unless they play Smash Brothers, I guess.
Or if they bought that really bad Wii U game.
Well, I think even kids now won't have played the Wii U.
Don't say that.
Well, yeah, because the Switch is 9 years old, so if it's an 8-year-old going to the cinema...
Don't. Please.
But yeah, whoever decided to cast him as Glenn Powell needs, like, a raise as well.
Yeah.
It's, like, perfect. And he's very good in it. And, just give Star Fox movie, please. Pretty please. I don't want to say what happens in reference to it, because I think you'd appreciate it, and I don't want to spoil it. But no, I had a delightful time. It's like, I think I would like them to maybe focus more on the plot and do something that was really moving and yada yada. Like, maybe if I don't know if the next thing is going to be like a Luigi's Mansion or a Mario Sunshine is what my theory is, but I don't know. I guess isn't the point of these films to get people hyped and wanting to go home and go, I'm going to put on Light Wars or I'm going to replay Mario Galaxy, and it worked.
Yeah.
So, I liked it. So
The impression I've gotten from other people who I've talked to in real life about it, something I recommend people do more often, is that it is a fun kind of roller coaster kind of movie.
yeah,
And you know me, I'm a big fan of critical thinking and really analyzing media. I did recently write 1,500 words about Expedition 33's ending, which isn't out yet, but it will be soon, I hope. Assuming I can find someone to edit it for me. But it is also fine for media to be that.
yeah.
I played a bunch of Just Cause 3 last year.
Oh yeah.
And it was a bubble wrap video game. Open brackets, not contradictory, complementary, close bracket. And it's fun. It's like bubble wrap. I played a bunch of it. I stopped playing it because I got distracted by other things. I'm probably not going to go back to it, but I really enjoyed playing it when I did. And can a Mario Galaxy movie get deeper and, like you said, more plot involved? Yes. Should it? Probably. Does it have to? Not necessarily.
No. I also feel like I know they have a huge budget in these films, massive. I feel like they're still a bit experimental though at the same time. So I'm maybe I'm giving it more space to I feel like they will do one that's well, it's about they both have sold in ridiculous amount at the box office, but I feel like they're never going to have a Citizen Kane of Mario movies, but I feel like there probably is going to be one in there that's going to be received well, both financially and critically. But I also don't feel like they have to. I'm also the target audience it's kids, and kids do deserve good art, but it's not bad art.
For sure.
I think people just sometimes just are in a mood to be negative. I don't know. But even Chris Pratt's voice acting, as much as I absolutely loathe him as a human being, was pretty all right. Not as good as Charlie Day. Love that man.
Yeah.
But I can't. There was a Rob reference. I can't be annoyed at a Rob reference.
Yeah.
And there is the thing of, oh, they're just doing it to sell toys. Are they going to sell a toy of Wart from Super Mario Brothers 2? Are they? I don't think so. I don't think it's just for that. But yeah, it was a good way to spend an evening. I had lots of fun, and if anyone is going to see it, there's 2 post-credit scenes, so don't leave, because the better one is the one after the full credits. So I liked it.
And not to get too incredibly defensive, but they just made it to sell toys is also, have you met Transformers fans recently? They're some of the most dedicated fans of something that has 2 out of 10 good movies.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
I think only Highlander fans have a worse record. They have 1 good movie and they made 7 of them. No, 6 of them. 5. They made 5. And 2 TV shows.
Wait. There's 5 Highlander movies.
Yeah.
How do I not know that? And I'm Scottish. That feels wrong.
Because the first one was really good, and then the second one was really bad, and then Number 3 was, I think, straight to DVD.
Oh.
And 4 and 5 were straight to Sci-Fi Channel.
I remember the cartoon. Do you remember the cartoon?
I do remember the cartoon.
We also had Highlander crisps over here for a while. And they must have been related, right? It could be a Highlander in general. But I'm pretty sure it was related.
I know Henry Cavill has also, like, been filming a new Highlander movie, like a reboot kind of thing. Maybe.
But
if that ever materializes.
But he's American.
Yeah, but he just loves playing burly men with swords, I think.
I know, but...
I mean, Christopher Lambert is French. Like...
Well, I know, but I would like, if they're going to remake something that's all about here, they should... Like, James McAvoy's right there.
Yeah. It was also very hilarious of the Highlander franchise to cast Sean Connery, an actual Scottish man, as Egyptian, I think he was. His name is Ramirez, but he has a famous, one of his lines in the movie is, "I'm not Spanish, I'm Egyptian."
Yep.
Which was very funny of them. But yeah, to go back to a previous point about the toys. Sorry about the diagram. I'm not sorry. That's like one of the fun things about this podcast is the digressions are a lot of fun.
Yeah, Super Mario to Highlander.
Yeah. But like, this can go into a deeper discussion that I frankly don't have the energy to have right now about like finding a balance between consumer product and art. Mm-hmm. Because this is something I think I've talked about on stream, is I am very supportive of people making games and other pieces of art just because they want to make the art. But I also am a big fan of when those do well so they can get money to make more. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you do that, you have to make sacrifices. And I'm not saying that, Illumination Pictures, creators of groundbreaking animated movies, are like, oh, we really have this daring and interesting Super Mario Brothers script, but those gosh darn idiots at Nintendo just won't let us make it. But like, it is fine for something to be a roller coaster.
Yeah, I do. Sorry.
I wish it would have higher ambitions than that, but I don't think it's like the death of culture if it doesn't.
No, we were on the way there, we're all laughing. It was like, oh, time to experience the death of cinema, because that was also what it was called. And it's like, no.
Dog, have you seen the third Ant-Man movie? Like...
Oh, yeah. Or
I haven't because it looked terrible, but
or what's one of my most hated films of all time is Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. I hate that.
Oh, film. What a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Fun fact about that movie. I went on one of the best cinema trips of all time because of that movie. I know that sounds contradictory, but I went to the cinema and I wanted to see it because I like watching bad movies. But I was in high school and the cinema clerk was like, sorry, you're not old enough to watch this movie. So I was like, well, I'm here now. What else are we going to do? Because I was with somebody else. And then we were just sort of looking around. What starts soon? How to Train Your Dragon in 3D, you say?
Ooh.
And so we watched that instead.
That's a good
Shock
movie.
surprise, it was a much better experience.
Yes. And that has an actual Scottish character and actor in it. Yay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be interested to see what you think. I appreciate that there is a little... I believe that no one can truly be unbiased because you come with your own set of experiences and, formed opinions. So being a big Super Mario fan is going to make me like it more than someone that isn't, and possibly that might have been the person that reviewed it for The Guardian, allegedly. I don't know. But But yeah, I don't regret it, and I will get it on Blu-ray just because it's one of those films that I quite like to have on again and kind of be while playing the Switch 2 at the same time. That kind of thing. But yeah, I liked it.
And now for something of a very different tone. You've also been playing Resident Evil Requiem.
Yeah, and I finished it. Yeah. It's a miracle.
You finished a game.
I know. Oh my god. I did have to get Andrew to help me with one bit because it was really hard. But apart from that, yeah. No, it's very it was very, very good. I'm not like, I like the newer Resident Evils, but I'm not a huge fan of the, like the 2 remake and the 4 remake and the very overly polishedness of those. So I'm always going to prefer the OG because my favorite Resident Evil is 2 and Code Veronica on the Dreamcast, and then the DS version of 1. Don't ask me why.
Okay.
I know, it's good.
Didn't know that existed.
Yeah, and I stupidly traded my copy in, and now it's like £100 on eBay, and it hurts. But no, it was very, very good. I was quite looking forward to this game anyway. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I think I have. The premise starts off that you're the daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft, who is my favorite character from... Oh no, my favorite Resident Evil is Outbreak File 2, which was a PS2 game that was meant to be online, but it wasn't in Europe, which defeated the whole purpose of the game, but it was still good. And you were like a group of Raccoon City survivors in Raccoon City. And each character had like a special ability. So Alyssa, because she was a journalist, she had a lockpick. And I loved her because at the time she was voiced by Wendy Lee, who is the voice actor of Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop. And it was just a very cool game. There's a guy like Eddie who worked for the Raccoon City subway, and his move was he could play dead. So he would like leap into the air, go on the ground, and zombies would just walk past you.
Nice.
And like the whole thing of the game is that you're kind of timed, but kind of not. There's like a Petri dish at the bottom of the screen, and constantly the virus is going up by a percentage. And if you get bitten and if bad things happen, the percentage will go up higher. And when it's 100%, it's game over. It was very cool. So like them kind of referencing that in terms of like, here's this new character and you see Alyssa in the start of the game. I thought that was very, very cool. Yeah. And it like separates itself. So when you're her daughter, it's like more kind of like old school, very scary. You don't have a lot of ways to defend yourself, Resident Evil. And then there's chapters where you're Leon and you're just a beast and you can just plow through zombies. So
you can German suplex zombies and spin kick their heads off, and you have an inventory that can contain multiple guns.
Yeah, and it's very clever because, well, at least until the end, the pacing is like perfect because like some of the grace bits, especially if you're an idiot like me and you're like, I'm going to turn all the lights off and I'm going to use this headset I'm testing for work that has like really good audio and spatial audio, and I'm going to, not be able to sleep for 2 weeks. So like, it's nice to have that. It was switching to Leon. It was very, very clever because it helps you kind of pick up your nerves and yeah, it was very fun. I also like, what a good looking game. Like,
yeah,
sometimes because of all the stuff we were talking about earlier, I do worry that like games are going to start to look, like, because whenever the PS6 or whatever comes out, it's going to be like over $1,000 at least. And I'm like, oh no, I can't afford that. So part of me is always worried that like the next PS5 game I pick up, that's like a AAA thing, is going to look bad, or it's going to start to look of it's a bit aged. But no, it looked utterly fantastic. I think I have seen one of my co-workers was writing about the game with like a 50 series graphics card, and it looked even better. But I don't have one of them.
Yeah.
So sadly. But I wasn't playing the Switch 2 version, but I've also heard that it runs really beautifully on the Switch 2 as well, which is really cool because like apparently this and Final Fantasy 7 Remake can like do like 60 FPS, and I'm like, that's really impressive.
It is very funny to hear that, because Monster Hunter Stories 3, which is also in the RE engine,
Oh yeah.
frequently definitely does not hit 60.
Oh. Maybe it was.
There's just something about the RE engine in open world games that doesn't really gel super well.
Yeah.
I think.
Maybe I'm getting confused and it was 30. But I've heard nothing but positive things. It's just when I was pre-ordering it, if I'm playing it, I have like a weird rule where it's like Switch 2 for Nintendo stuff, AAA stuff on the PS5, and like mostly like indie and online stuff on PC. Just because that's just what I like. And also my PS5 is better than my PC. So it just, if I'm going to spend, how much was it in the UK? $59.99 maybe. Oh no, I got a little cheaper, 54-ish. Then I'm going to want it to look the best of my ability. And yeah, it's very, very good. I didn't appreciate that this isn't really a spoiler, there's like a monster like an hour and a bit in, a few hours, that's just this big gelatinous thing, and it's called like Chunk, and I'm like, I'm a bit tired of the overweight thing is hideous kind of trope. Resident Evil games are pretty bad for that as well, because there was like the Duke in a Village.
Yeah.
And I'm really like just kind of fed up with that. But
understandable.
Yeah.
Me too.
On the other side of representation, Grace is a very good character. The voice acting for her is impeccable. Really, what's really cool, you can actually select if you play as her at like over the shoulder third person or first person.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, but I wanted to, because the whole point was, that you get both the first person Resident Evil and the third person's Leon, so I set the default. But the more you play her story, the less the voice acting she stutters, and the more confidence she gets when she's like holding weapons and things, which I thought was very clever.
Yes.
It's just great. I actually like. There's maybe a bit too much Leon later on, and I think that messes up the pacing, because I prefer when Resident Evil is spooky and more puzzle solving, which is what the Grace bits were. But that's just I do worry that the next game is going to be very Leon centric, because he's now like everyone's obsessed with him again. I think the player count for like the Resident Evil 4 remake went up on Steam recently, because
yeah, doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, which is fine. I prefer
they want to put that man in situations.
Yes. And in very skimpy outfits, according to all these mods that I was seeing people use.
It is very much time that video game men get more objectified.
That's true.
It's true. Equality.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It put me, well, at least the Grace bits anyway, it put me in a horror mood. So I pre-ordered, which is now out and on Switch too, the Fatal Frame 2 remake as well.
Oh, nice.
And I'm midway through it, and I'm going to complete it. You heard that here. And I'm glad I did because that's also good. But yeah, no, Resident Evil 9 is fantastic. It's probably up there in my maybe top 10 favorite Resident Evils, if not maybe top 5, maybe.
Side note,
Yeah.
it is a very common issue in video game numbering these days, but it is very funny for you to hear you say Resident Evil number 9 is in my top 10.
Yeah, that's true. Because there's a lot more than 9.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way. It's quite funny. And also, it's technically not even called 9, it's Requiem.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed it. The only thing, annoyingly, is some bits got spoiled, which is a bit of a bummer. But, you know, that happens, especially because it's probably one of the biggest releases of the year so far, and the one that people were very, it's one of the biggest franchises there is. So, I'm hoping.
On a related note, the official Game Podular Discord server has a very robust spoiler tagging policy.
Yes.
So if you'd like to discuss video games there without spoiling yourself and other people potentially, go to the link on our website and join the Discord and hang out with the fun community.
Yes, exactly. Because spoilers are rubbish. I'm like, because that Life is Strange game, Reunion, came out, and apparently it's not great. But so I don't want to spend like full price on it. But then I'm like, but if I don't, am I going to get it spoiled? And it's just really annoying. Because I still want to go in without, knowing what happens. Not a big problem in, with everything that's going on in the world right now. But, it's still annoying.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Resident Evil 9, good time. And it was only 13 hours on my playthrough.
Okay.
Apparently it like averages out as like 10. But you know what? It's fine. I like shorter experiences because it means I can actually complete them.
Exactly.
Because I really want to start Grand Blue Fantasy Relink because I love Grand Blue Fantasy. But it's like, is it a 100-hour RPG? Not sure if I can spare that or that I want to right now.
I mean, I'm like 26-ish hours into Monster Hunter Stories 3, and I'm in chapter 3.
Oh,
like you're preaching to the choir there.
Yeah, and it's sometimes you are in a mood for that. Like my partner just got Crimson Desert, and it's like that is the grinding game where people are like, I'm 150 hours in and I'm still in the first area, and I'm like, that's cool. Not for me, but that's cool.
One of those things where you can definitely tell that game started life as an MMO.
Yeah, well, is it by what is the MMO? Black Desert?
Yeah, Black Desert Online.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I actually wanted to try at some point. But anyway, yeah, I'm glad I finished a game. I'm glad it was one I enjoyed. I maybe didn't get Leon segments, so people were getting maybe a bit too deep than I think that Capcom goes with it. But hey ho. But no, I really liked it. It's annoying though that a lot of the like achievements and trophies for modern Resident Evil games are tied to like the difficulties or like play the whole game without healing, because I have no idea how people do that.
By playing very carefully and playing a lot.
Yeah, because there are some bits in there that are really... I've never said I'm good at games. I just I'm just going to say that now. I think I just enjoy... I think I'm okay. But there's some bits in there that really like tested my patience.
Hey, you're in good company here. I will only ever claim to be pretty good at Monster Hunter, but I finished Expedition 33 on story difficulty.
Oh yeah. Have you played the Hades games as well? Oh no,
I've played Hades 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even finish it on God mode.
Yeah,
I just get angry, and I'm just like, no, can't play this. But yes, so I bet that's another game doing. Happy about it. Fun was had. And yeah, good times. Also, like, because I played the PS5 version, used the controller quite well, which I guess you don't get with the Switch too. Like, things were coming out of the speaker on the controller and all that jazz, and I live for that stuff.
Oh, nice.
I love when that happens. You don't get that on the Joy-Con, so womp womp. But yes, good times.
I think my favorite integration of something like that was in infamous Second Son.
Ooh, yeah.
Remember that game? Where like you would turn the DualShock 4 sideways and like use it like a spray can, and like the light at the front would change colors. It was so cool.
Oh yeah.
It was very gimmicky, but in a way that I really enjoyed.
Silent Hill Shattered Memories on the Wii has like phone calls, and actually like you're encourages you to put it up to your ear like a phone to listen to them. And then I'm like,
that's verisimilitude, baby.
Yeah, I love that. And like the giggles of Midna in Twilight Princess as well. That was cool coming out of the remote speaker. Good times.
There's one more thing I wanted to mention about Resident Evil Requiem, and that we also, I say we, the royal we, also discussed it on Game Podular Unfocused number 36, Blood Requiem. So if you want to hear other people's takes, notably Scott and Seskra talking about it, to like sort of compare and contrast, get different views on it, go listen to that episode as well. I listened to it last week. It was very good. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to go to the part of the show where we talk about what we're going to be playing in the near future. You will not be surprised to hear that I am still playing Monster Hunter Stories 3. Again, I'm very busy in the next 3 weeks. So it's possible I will not be making a lot of progress in that game, especially because there was a sale on the Nintendo Switch eStore recently where I also picked up Turok 1, 2, and 3, like the Night Dive remasters, and I've been playing Turok 1 again. And I love that game. I recently beat the first boss like earlier today. And I'm having a lot of fun with it, so I might talk about that in the near future, or I'll just play a lot more Monster Hunter. How about you?
So I'm using a tracking app to make sure I complete things.
Nice.
So I'm technically still playing Pokopia, but then we've already talked about it. But I'll just put out there I still haven't finished like the story stuff. And then I want to finish Paranormal Sight: The Mermaid's Curse. But
I also want you to finish Paranormal Sight: The Mermaid's Curse.
And I'm also halfway through Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake. Oh my god. And that's also on the Switch too, so I'm quite excited to talk about that, especially because the PS2 original is one of my favorite games of all time.
Nice.
And it's still terrifying, which is that's good. Not good for me sleeping, but it's it's good for having fun and my money well spent.
Yes. It is kind of funny that like it's spring and we're talking about like a shocking number of horror games.
I know. I was thinking like, oh man, these 2 games would have been perfect if this was a Halloween special or something, but no.
Yeah. Like Paranormal Sight is like, why did you release in March?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But you know what? It's never a bad time for horror.
Exactly. It just makes our themed episodes harder. Is all.
Yeah. I'll try and save some cool horror thing for this October.
Hell yeah. All right, that's going to do it for the main part of our episode. Of course, stick around for the ending segments and the social media stuff and all that. We hope you enjoyed listening to it. We had a lot of fun recording it. I need to go lie down because I am very tired. So we will talk to you all on the next one. And remember that there's a stream on this week, Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, Hilke here. I just wanted to say thank you for listening to this episode of End Focus. As you might be able to hear, I'm a little under the weather at the moment, which is why it took this episode a little longer to come out than I would have liked. But I was very tired, and I still am very tired, and my voice is terrible. But if you did enjoy this episode, please leave us a review on iTunes. It really helps us get noticed. Also, please tell your friends if you think they'd be interested. Word of mouth really helps too. You could also listen and subscribe on Spotify, other podcast services, and YouTube. And if you are listening on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out our sister show, Game Podular Unfocused. I already shouted them out in the episode, but I'm going to do it again here. Follow us on Blue Sky and at GamePodular.com for updates, news, and other content. Links to all of our socials, including the Discord, the Mastodon, and the Blue Sky, may be found at our Linktree. If you'd like to support our shows, you can buy us a coffee or become a patron on the Game Podular Patreon, the details for both of which are on our website. Thank you. This episode was edited by me in a stupor of haze and illness. Hilke. You can follow me at gear12turbo.eurosky.social on Blue Sky. I was joined today by Rosalie, who you can find at littlerecordgirl.bluesky.social on Blue Sky. Have a good one.